to the point where, boy, I'm not sure where we're at here, one of those deals. And then he really flipped it around. That was going into 2 springs ago. And then 2 springs ago, boy, he just took off. I mean, and it's interesting in coaching. It's probably the same way in education, but people have different points where they just kind of get ignited a little bit. And I don't know what, Pat Anger went through the same thing, to draw an analogy. So, when you see that light come on, or the switch flip a little bit, it's fun. And that's what we've seen now from two different springs from Q. I think, last year, had he not been behind 3 very good players, he would have played very well. I'm very confident in saying that. And I kind of feel the same way about Jordan Lomax. And Jordan was a starter a year ago, and then had an injury take him off the field. So both those guys just give you a good feeling. They work extremely hard. They're very they're accepting of the leadership role, and they push hard out there. So we've seen a lot of good things from him in practice. Now Quentin hasn't played a lot on first, second down, so that's going to be an adjustment for him. But every player goes through it, and I think he'll handle it really well. Plus, he's an older, mature guy.
Coach, could you talk about Brandon a little bit? He had some great linemen come in here. Just where does he rank in there? What does he bring to the team?
He's got some really outstanding physical tools and skills. And anytime you say that, you hate but he does. I mean, he's unusual. He's not an average guy by any stretch. But a big part of that's because he's worked so hard to develop what it is he has. And I think that's where I always start with Brandon. I just think about his attitude and his work ethic. He's very improvement driven. He's a high effort, high work ethic type player. And he's all about teammates. He's all about what's around him. And I think that was probably a factor in him coming back for his 5th year. So, those things to me are what make him good. Now you combine that with his skill set, he's got a chance. He's already, played very well for us, and he was playing pretty well 2 years ago. He got injured. He handled that injury with a great attitude. And last year he was really, gaining ground, and I thought he was one of the better players you could find in college football a year ago. And we expect him to be a better player this year, and I think he expects that from himself. That's more important. And so he's got a chance. He's already awfully good. He's got a chance to be one of the, I think, best players ever play here. But that's, I don't think that's what's driving him. He's just trying to be the best player he can be. That's what he's focused on.
Staying with the offensive line, you talked before about how you feel that Andrew Donald is more comfortable playing at tackle.